Yo, I went to start my stream and realized I never even put on Magic Online or my light. How are you guys doing? Got a haircut today. First time in 2 years. Fucked up a hang. I no longer have long hair and it's actually a blessing. I'm actually gonna get it a lot shorter. This guy was just like this. Going to a wedding? Guess I could look like that for the wedding if I don't end up liking this long term. Get another haircut, even shorter. We're gonna play Black Red Goblins today. Nothing too exciting. There have been no changes in Modern. Shoutouts to World of Warcraft. There have been no changes. Kind of just play against blue-red, do well with a mid-range hand, win most of the time because most of the pilots aren't. I'm sure in real tournament play I'd get wrecked. You play against the combo deck. You just hope that you kept a combo hand. A lot of burn, and you're just flipping coins, kind of, that they have a good hand or a bad hand. Yeah. I played this. Since nobody's here yet, we could just, like, go over some stuff. I played this in some practice games. This is... So, if you want to know what I do in my free time, I don't know what you call it. When I'm trying to brew the deck and I'm not just like playing in leagues, I've been trying to figure out. I missed like a spot on my neck and there's hair coming out. It's like one hair and it's killing me. Anyway, I shouldn't do that on camera, but who cares? I'm trying to marry the combo half of the deck and the mid-range half of the deck. So let me kind of explain what I mean. I was kind of getting at it a second ago. This is standard black-red goblins here. Against something like let's say this hand had lands. Against something like, now let's not say this hand had lands. Here you go. This is perfect. If you keep this hand against blue-red Murktide, it's pretty bad. You don't have anything turn 1 to deal with Ragavan or Dragon's Rage Channeler. The combo's not going to work. So if you keep this hand against Jund, blue-red Murktide, that's pretty much... I mean, Omnath. You're going to lose to Omnath no matter what. But if you keep it against those 3 decks, you're going to lose the game 90% of the time. But if you keep this hand against Amulet Titan, you're going to win the game almost 100% of the time. If you're on the play, especially. A hand like this, if you keep this hand against Murktide, you're going to win most of the time. If this mana was better. But if you keep it against Amulet, you're going to lose almost 100% of the time. And so the deck has that two-faced, two-sidedness to it, duality, and it's not that the two halves of the deck don't work together well, because Snoop is fine in a mid-range build. It's about the mulliganing. Kind of about how bad Boggart Harbinger is, to be perfectly honest, but it's about the mulliganing and, like, what you need to function in the two matchups. Obviously Snoop Harbinger for combo, but Fnatic or Mog War Marshal and the other ones are really what you need. And so it's tough to do that. I just got a haircut today. I was saying it earlier, for the first time in 2 years. It feels good to not have to... Like, I was getting a headache earlier because it was raining, and I'm a weak human being who gets headaches from the rain. And I was like, oh shit, I must have had my hair too tight. And I went to feel it, and I was no hair. Because I used to get headaches because of that. Or at least I assumed they were because of that. But so anyway, the two halves of the deck, they don't really function the same. So I'm endeavoring to add a card to the deck that takes those Snoop Harbinger hands and makes them a little bit better, like Ephemerate against mid-range, because now you have Ephemerate that that protects your Snoop. And then in long games, like, Ephemerate is fantastic. Ephemerate is insane. The problem with this list specifically is that well, there's a couple things. Number one less Mog War Marshal, one less Munitions Expert. So you're kind of worse in those mid-range matchups, but hopefully Ephemerate makes that a little bit better. But maybe you shouldn't be playing that many Ephemerates. I just wanted to try them out, and they were very good. Maybe you should be playing 2. Maybe you should be playing another Munitions Expert and another land. Should we run this today, or should we run Black-Red Goblins? I actually don't know. Like, I don't think this is good enough, is the thing. Like, when I played it, it was... The mana was really clunky and painful, and it felt like, while Ephemerate is really good in those long games, in the short games, it's probably just better as a Thought Seed. Do we play one? Let's play one... Wait, that's the wrong deck. Let's see. Let's just see some hands. Black, red, white, goblin. Let's see one like open it, so we can get a feel for how it'll play out. I'm sure our opponent's playing nonsense, but like this is terrible. We're one white source short of the quote unquote correct number. I mean, this is just unlucky, but okay. So here's a hand. I guess you keep Ephemerate and throw back Harbinger. They mulled to 5 as well. So I think we just do this. Leyline of Sanctity in their opener. That's the kind of nonsense our opponents are playing in these things. So unintuitively, whenever you splash a color in goblins, you always have to fetch that color first, because it's always the lightest number of mana sources, and the caverns and secluded courtyards will cover your ass on the black mana. So I don't know what the hell this is. Leyline of Sanctity in their main deck. Like, why would you... What is this? I should probably just leave based on that, but I don't know. You're going to see how powerful Ephemerate is this game because of this Goblin Matron. I would like to draw a land and not pull one out of my deck, but I don't really need a land because of this Goblin Matron. Blue-red expressive iteration, or is this supposed to be Glimpse of Tomorrow? Oh, okay. So Glimpse of Tomorrow just puts a whole bunch of ley lines and shit in play. But so here's what we're talking about in action. Against a combo opponent, this Mog Fanatic does nothing, even though it's like easily one of the best cards in our deck. And this Ephemerate may do nothing. Because we don't have like ways to slow down combo opponents with our mid-range hands. We don't have cards that go across matchups interactively. So I guess maybe we should just find a way to put Thoughtseize main. I have a feeling that that would go over better. Because Thoughtseize is good against all those mid-range decks, although every point of life does matter. They're going to Glimpse eventually, but they haven't been able to commit anything else to the board. But Ephemerate is going to be nasty here. Snoop's a decent draw. In fact, we can just combo. We don't have a way to get haste, but we can put in Snoop, get Matron, Ephemerate Matron. Yeah, so if we're not dead next turn, they are. Maybe I'm supposed to play Matron. No, I can't do that. I was going to say play Matron, Ephemerate her, put Tutor a Snoop, put 2 into play, but that's... Not only is that incorrect because I don't have the Harbinger, but... So they're going to Glimpse now and then Glimpse again next turn. We have to hope they're not on the Nicol Bolas version. Because that would kill us. They are on the Nicol Bolas version. So we have to get lucky. And we did. We did get lucky. I could have sacked the Mog Fanatic to deal a point of damage to them, but it's relevant. So now they should destroy one of my vials, but it's not going to matter. Well, this Ephemerate is lucky that we have it. Although we could just put both of our cards into play, so it doesn't matter. We could have, in response to that, viled in Matron, then ephemerated, got something with Matron to exile instead. And then ephemerated Matron on the upkeep, but I think that that's a little too fancy for our own good. So we just grab Harbinger here and they're dead. We did nothing this game that was at all new. We did have an ephemerate in hand, but it didn't change anything. We're just gonna take them both up to 3. Not only because we have a matron that we're gonna draw, but because if they respond to this, you can put another. You can just activate again. I don't know if they know the combo, but they're dead. You know the combo, but for those of you who don't, Snoop gets the abilities of creatures on top of your library as long as they're goblins. Iki Jiki says create a token copy that's a target of a non-legendary creature. That means the Snoop can target itself with that ability. You get a new copy of Snoop that can target itself every time. You make a bunch of tapped Snoops, basically. And then, with the very last one, you can put another thing on top of your library by copying Boggart Harbinger instead. So you can put either Mog Fanatic or Sling Gang Lieutenant on top of your library and you just kill a person. It's infinite life. Whole bunch of infinite. But it takes 2 clicks to make your Snoop function after you take off the auto yields. So now we put Slinging on top. They no longer have Leyline of Sanctity in play. So they're dead. They've conceded. It's a little bit laggy. So, this is not an Ephemerate matchup, really. This is a Thoughtseize. And a Void Mirror. And a Necromentia matchup. You can't really beat them in like a mid-range fashion before they get a glimpse off, so I took out Ringleaders and Mogwar Marshals, basically. Wish I had just like bottles of water in my fridge, having cold water instead. Why am I not that? Why don't I think that far ahead? You have to keep this hand. It's got perfect mana. It's got a turn 1 Vial. Or a turn 1 Thoughtseize, but we're probably going to turn 1 Vial. Turn 2 Thoughtseize, unless we draw a Harbinger here, but we need to draw land Harbinger, is the thing. I mean, that's actually a pretty decent draw. So we're just going to assume that we're not going to draw land Harbinger over the next 2 turns. We're not going to Thoughtseize. I got a text message. Ah, fucking grief. I guess that's why you Thoughtseize first. They forced negation me into grief. Like some actual garbage. There goes my Snoop. Now, I get to stop them from cascading, most probably, unless they have a suspend here. They took my Thought Seize. I guess if they cascade into... They cascade into like a Nicol Bolas, it doesn't matter. Them force negationing that vial hurt pretty badly. Land is good, because now there can be a Harbinger underneath it. Or even a Matron. There's not. That's fine. We're going to hold up both Munitions Expert and Ephemerate here for our Snoop. Our only real way to win is to pull the combo out, I believe. I mean, they don't have many permanents. So, like, this Munitions Expert may not be that bad, but, you know, them spinning the wheel for one Nicol Bolas is enough, usually. They're griefing me. So, Ephemerate plus Slingang is very good. As is Ephemerate plus Munitions Expert, so I'm just going to save it. Who knows what they're going to take here. I would think it's going to be Slingang because of the Ephemerate, but they may just take Ephemerate. They took Slingang, that's what I thought. Harbinger, not Harbinger. They clearly just need a third land, and they're going to spin the wheel with a very low number of permanents. But again, that may be good enough. Especially considering how poorly we've drawn. Ugh. I don't know if I should play the league with this or a Thoughtseize version of Black Red. Still haven't decided. Here comes Cascader. Perfect mana. I mean, I guess I get to kill it. If they only hit one Nicol Bolas, I probably get to kill it. I get to kill that too. Is pretty cool. Then we get to kill this. They're gonna have no permanence in play on my next upkeep. Unless they play a land here. I guess I'm supposed to sack this Mog Fanatic, right? So that I get to kill this Shardless Agent. And we get a redraw with our Snoop. I guess they're gonna have one Shardless Agent in play, not no permanence. Yeah, alright. We won. Is that reason enough to try it? I kind of want to cut this for another land. Just run 3 Ephemerates. You don't want to be stuck with Ephemerates, and I don't like running as more copies of Ephemerate than Munitions Expert. And so we need one more land, and it can be another fetch. What else could it be? I don't want it to be Rugged Prairie, which is the red-white filter land, because it doesn't allow you to ephemerate a Snoop on turn 3 without another white source. Which is where I'm getting the 11 number that I want from. Turn 3 is how you want to do that. We could. I mean, the easiest thing is just to add another Wooded Foothills and not worry about it. Mana is pretty painful, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fetchables. That's fine. Yeah. There's no white sideboard cards that I want to play other than maybe like, you know, Mirror Entity, but I don't want to play Mirror Entity. So let's just try it like this. And the reason for doing 60 cards instead of the Yorion version, let's adjust the title. Black, red, white. Call it Mardu. And all right, we'll try it out. So the reason to play the 60 card version instead of the Yorion version is that combo is really important right now because everybody's playing combo decks, and you know we're trying to do the same. And you lose like 5% of your ability to combo. We have to mulligan this because we have both our Kikis and nothing, and it's like a very mediocre hand. Get rid of this. This is also a very mediocre hand that if it draws one land will be able to function for a while, but I really don't like keeping one landers on the play. You need a lot more. And maybe we'll just hit a combo on the play. All right, we'll keep this. We get to throw back a bunch of lands. Yeah, we'll just start on Cavern and hope that this hand shapes up. When you are on a low number of cards, Vial goes up in value a ton for two different reasons. Number one, it acts as multiple lands. Roper, thank you for
just subscribe.
Nice. Love that. It does the text to speech. How are you doing today? No StarCraft today. I know you were here for the StarCraft stream yesterday. Just playing some old school goblins. Well, actually not old school. It's Mardu, but all right. So here's the nightmare matchup immediately. Omnath, and we mull to 5. So I mean, probably can't win even if we didn't mull to 5. So that's good. For anybody keeping score at home, you should add Canadian Alex to your blacklist because they're a dirty 4-color Omnath player, 5-color, whatever it is. This could also be it could also be. Would I play? No. Well, actually, maybe. It could also be Hansa. Utopia Straw on a basic forest into naming red is often Panza way back. Looks like Panza. Okay, well, we have a chance against Panza for sure. We're gonna kill this munitions expert. This with munitions expert. The reason I decided to play this untapped was because of the possibility of a Renin 6, where if it ticked up, I would have played this, brought it down to 3, played Matron into another munitions expert next turn to kill it. Which maybe I wouldn't have even done, but... So here... We're probably going to get Snoop, But maybe we'll get Ringleader. We'll get Ringleader. Because playing Ringleader next turn is just going to refill our hand so that we don't just lose to a Fury. And we have a little bit of longevity in this game if they ever draw another land, which I'm sure they will. If they kept a hand like that, it must be insane. So, Ringleader it is. Kinda no bad draws in the deck once you're getting a Ringleader into play. I wonder if they concede if there's no land here. Just another... just another Arbor Elf, which hopefully... Oh, wait. So, if I'm gonna play Ringleader this turn, I want to find a Munitions Expert to kill this. So I'm not gonna tick up. Very rare that I decide not to tick up. We got lucky either way because we have a 2-drop now, but make no mistake about it, that was luck. This is going to have to be a little bit lucky as well. Didn't quite get lucky, although hard to argue with a Snoop. They could Karn us next turn, to which I would probably... I don't know if I would Snoop or Mog War Marshal in response because then an Invoked Fury would really fuck us. If I snooped. Although Evoked Fury would wipe out most of my board either way. There's Karn. Kind of... Without this Vial, the Snoop is going to be so much worse to just play from my hand naked, so we might as well just play it here. Well, there's Harbinger, so if they don't tutor up a Needle or kill my whole board, I win. But they do get to tutor. There's Fury, oh my god. It's almost like I know how to play the game, and there's other reasons why I'm not winning. But there goes that. We get to keep our Ringleader, which is good. Wonder what artifact they get here. In general, Fury Evoked is never that bad for you. Because, it costs them 2 cards, and usually your cards draw a card. We'll tick up. We're gonna attack Karn. They're gonna get an Ensnaring Bridge, but I doubt they'll be able to empty their hand. So do I Harbinger, or do I think I do Harbinger. And I just put something on top that refills my hand again, or kills Karn. Kind of just want to refill my hand again. Although Pashlik Mons kind of does both. I think I'm supposed to get Pashlik Mons. It is like a uniquely Pashlik situation for a couple reasons. Fury just fucks me. But our vial's on 3, so we don't need to tick it up. But we can also just play Pashlik Mons, sacrifice something to kill their Arbor Elf, which is big. So, like, we may lose. We may just die here, but Pashlik Mons is a lot. Notice you changed your game your streamer. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's why Ropeburn showed up. I forgot to do that. I posted it in all the magic discords that I'm in, but I forgot to change the thing. I appreciate that. Another 4-mana spell is rough for us. Is it Chandra? Is this Blood Moon? It's Blood Moon. Blood Moon doesn't really matter, because everything we want to do costs red mana now. And we have an Aether Vial, hopefully. Well, that's not great. Do they know about this Mogg War Marshal? No. So I could theoretically have a Lightning Bolt, which sort of forces them to move through the phases, but... Did they forget to activate Karn? No. But... okay. So we are not going to tick up. And I think we're going to win this game. We're going to attack Karn with the Ringleader to play around Gut Shot. We'll attack them with our Boggart Harbinger. We'll put Pashlik Mons into play. We'll activate it. And we'll kill their Arbor Elf. So like I said, that was a uniquely Pashlik Mons board state where it just solved everything. So now we have a way to win past the Ensnaring Bridge. We basically killed a land. They could Fury us, and we still have a 2/2 or 2, and we still have 2 power in play basically, and they take a whole bunch of damage. Alright, so Pashlik Mons is dead now. We no longer have a way to win past Ensnaring Bridge, but they are struggling over there. We're gonna deal 4 to them. Play Mogg War Marshal. Play Echo. I guess I'm gonna tick up. Maybe I shouldn't tick up, but I'm gonna. That's fantastic. Oh, well, I can't actually cast it with, damn. Can't cast it against Blood Moon, but... because I didn't put any basic planes in the deck. I don't think it matters. In Blood Moon matchups, I plan on boarding out Ephemerate, which maybe is a mistake. Or an oversight, rather than a mistake. Because I didn't really think about it, but I know I purposely didn't put basic planes in. So... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We put them to 1. There's a land. They've got 3 mana. Are they gonna... they could pillage us. They could... Anger of the Gods us. Don't Anger of the Gods me. Cloth us. Alright, can we race Cloth us? So... they're gonna gain 2 life every turn. Okay. No, I don't want to use Aether Vial's ability. Harbinger, not bad, but doesn't win on the spot. Harbinger's not bad because they can't gain life that fast, I don't think. And it'll allow us to put like a Sling Gang on top of our library. If they do manage to like wipe our board or something like that. Although a Fury here would still suck. They're pretty close to just hard casting it too. Because a land plus this trigger means they hard cast it, but they choose to gain the life. There's land, 4 mana. Snaring Bridge doesn't do anything yet. We know that's one of the cards in their hand. Fine. If they dump a bolt at a 1/1, effectively kills 2 creatures, but they're still dead. So that's game. Seems like I knew what was going on in my opponent's hand that whole time. Pretty crazy. So we're gonna play this Chain Whirler. We're gonna play Thoughtseize. We're gonna play Trash Masters. Can we play this Necromentia? I'm not even sure. Ephemerate is good in this matchup, but like maybe you can't even cast it. But it's only 2 cards, so I think I'm gonna keep it. They're probably playing Ragavan, so I don't want to take out any Fanatics. Kind of need all the lands we can get. Necromentia is actually going to be probably pretty uncastable, and I don't even know what I would name. Because, like, all their things are pretty much haymakers. And then maybe we board out, like, 1 Kiki, since we don't think the combo is very likely. Do that. I think you keep this. I think against Ponza, this has like kind of everything you could ask for. I think depending on what they play, if they play like a dork, I have to Thoughtseize them. Because turn 3, having your Vial on 2, I think I have to Thoughtseize them. Especially since they may just Blood Moon me next turn. That's a pretty decent draw, especially with this Thoughtseize. Pillage, 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 Fury. Well, I have a whole bunch of lands and shit. So let's just keep them from casting Fury. Even though they'd have to 2-for-1 themselves to cast Fury. Maybe I should have just done that. Played Snoop next turn. They pitch Fury and Pillage. Now they have 1 Pillage left. That probably was correct, but I kind of, against this deck, I usually am just okay kind of coin flipping and saying, maybe I'll draw as many lands as you have Pillages. You know what I mean? Like, my bad draws become good draws. I don't really mind it. Pillage me. We'll save our black mana. Actually, do I save? No, Den of the Bugbear probably isn't gonna... Like, we're probably gonna get... There's the first pillage, actually. Oh, shit. I'm actually thinking more and more that I should have taken a pillage. And just... No, because I wouldn't have gotten to play Snoop this turn. So if they ever hardcast that Fury, I'm just in a ton of trouble. They're not very quick at tapping their mana in this deck. It is difficult, but I feel that there's some trackpad gaming going on. There's the second pillage. I think they already cracked this Windswept Heath. Yeah. And so it looks like we're going to get to play our Snoop next turn no matter what. Because if they Karn, they don't get to pillage, and if they pillage, they can only hit one of our lands. Not that I know they have Karn. They have 5 though. If they hardcast Fury. Boseiju? Yeah, I'll take Boseiju. I don't think Boseiju makes any sense in the Ponza deck. Maybe it makes sense if you're saying like they're gonna fetch basics and then I'll play Blood Moon and then I'll Boseiju them. But then they just get to fetch the other basics, right? You're assuming they play like one basic. I probably shouldn't have grabbed Savai Triome. Because now if I draw Ephemerate, I'm like kind of mad. So we just keep drawing lands, which, like I said, is the reason that I just willingly play into a bunch of pillages. They have 0 cards in hand. We'll see what they draw here. They're definitely able to play it. A Chandra would be bad news. Don't tell me I called it again. Monkey, you could take that Sacred Foundry off the top. You can pretend that that's worthwhile. I'll take 2. They already have all the mana in the world. And they're getting me 1 draw closer to a Goblin, a Boggart Harbinger. So, like, really don't care. We also get a redraw. Sick. There it is. 1 draw closer to the Boggart Harbinger. As I said. So. Oof. I was like, did I board out all of my Kiki Jikis by accident? When there's only 1, you get scared. So they're dead. 1 card in their hand is a Ragavan. And we coin flipped a win off of Ponza. We could have easily drawn not lands. Not had 5 land. But we took their removal spell because without a removal spell, they literally had nothing. Nothing that would kill us, and we'd just have a lot of time. So, made that decision, and it paid off. And we're 1-0 with Mardu Goblins. And Ephemerate has not been cast. It has been drawn under Blood Moon and can only be described as a net negative. But we'll see if we get past that. I was really excited to draw it before I realized that I was under Blood Moon and couldn't ever cast it. They're dead. Canadian Alex, thank you for the win. I remove you from the blacklist. For 2 reasons. You weren't playing 4-color Omnath and because I won. Winning can fix a lot of things. So what do you guys think of content creation? It's pretty cool, right? You like content creators, don't you? Here, let me ask the I'm a bad content creator question that you always see on Twitter. What kind of content do you guys want to see? Would you like this? That's how you know somebody doesn't give a shit about what they're making. Just by the way, that's why that's the bad content creator question. It's like, you gotta make stuff that you want to make. Not just that you think other people want you to make. Because, like, what are you? Some kind of prostitute? Not good. You will never see me. Oh, that's my Netflix. Oh shit. Oh, when you shake things on Windows, it minimizes everything except that window. Let's put on some music. Bethel, New York. My friends were at this show. Crowd noise is pretty loud. I don't know if it'd be too much. I'm like intently watching the meters. Seems fine. Waiting for ZTL 2991 to decide whether or not to play first. I've played ZTL 2991, I think. It's like a bot name, but like, I think I've played them. And I feel like they're always on Murktide. That's like the Murktide or Hammer. What my brain is telling me. All right, so we're going to keep this because this is what we talked about. This is like kind of a marriage of mid-range and combo. We get the redraw. We can't play Snoop till 3, but if it's a combo deck, we get to play it on 2. Stomping Ground tapped. Savai Triumph works out here. Theoretically, we could not play Savai Triumph and then cycle it. Get like a Sacred Foundry instead. Is this just gonna be Ponza again? Okay, so this is a burn deck, I would think. Like, they're gonna be playing, I imagine. All right, but we have another Snoop. So let's just play it out. I think they're gonna be playing burn spells alongside Burning Tree Emissaries. So they're just gonna make a shit ton of mana here. If this is a good hand. His Burning Tree Emissary will trigger twice and it will gain 2 mana every time. And then they could like Bloodbraid Elf. That's like the ideal. You play Burning Tree Emissary into Bloodbraid Elf. And you get 2 Bloodbraid triggers. Collected Company not that scary, I don't think. Actually, they could get a... Wow, they half-whiffed. That's good. I'll take 2. They would be dead if I found a Harbinger here, so let's see it. Ephemerate, don't want it. Give me Basic Mountain. Hey, look, they're dead. That's what makes us so deadly. I knew what I was doing. And the reason I called this a mid-range and combo hand is because let's say that didn't work and I just found some other goblin on top or nothing on top. I'm pretty confident that the Snoop is going to survive to give me another extra chance at another draw. So it is in some sense a mid-range hand to keep just Snoop when you know you can protect it. But as it stands, we drew pretty perfectly. So now it's all on the table. They conceded. I guess Thoughtseize, and I kind of like Necromentia against them. I don't know if they have Cascade, but probably not enough that Void Mirror is worth it. I imagine that there's going to be like less comboing going on here. Like I'm just going to try to survive. Maybe we take out a land. Like, I don't think I'm going to ever activate Den of the Bugbear. My Sling Gang is going to be so good if I ever get it with Ephemerate. Maybe we just shave a Vial on the draw. It's actually really tough to board when I have even less than I want of most of the things. So this hand can't actually cast Ephemerate, but it's a pretty decent hand because of Vile, Prospector, Snoop. Oh, we actually can't combo with this hand because we boarded out one of our Kikis. Right? No, I didn't board out one of my Kikis. Alright, I think I'm going to keep this. This hand has very bad mana. A Sacred Foundry would be really good here. I mean, obviously, Aether Vial is going to fix a lot of our mana troubles, but we want to be able to cast this Ephemerate. And this Thoughtseize, fuck. I guess I'm going to Thoughtseize them on turn 1. Burning Tree, Fury, a Narcomancer. The best card is Fury, but they can't cast it or even come close. And by the time they can cast it, hopefully I can cast as Ephemerate, but let's just take the best card. Let them play their junk cards. We have at least one blocker. We have to draw a little bit well. Because we need to, well, when I say we have to draw a little bit well, there's so many draws off the top that make this hand function. Fetch lands, any white land, any fetch land, almost any goblin will do. We do really need to hit a white land, though. That will do. So we're gonna definitely play Aether Vial. They have one unknown in hand. We're going to definitely play Aether Vial. On the off chance that I draw like a Mog Fanatic, I'm going to play this Skirk Prospector out. And if they have a bolt, I'd rather know about it. Just gonna take 6. We have ways to gain life. This Skirk Prospector is worth a lot right now, actually. Eternal Witness back a Fury? Fuck. That's really good. They can't quite cast that Fury, but it's gonna hurt. A white land would be so good here. There you go. It's gonna cost me 3 life, but it's really good. So if I attack, and they block, I can take out 3 things, which feels good to me. Like, just sack the Prospector. Although, what are the chances that they don't attack, right? We know the one card is Fury, though, so we don't get blown out by a bolt right now. I think I'm just going to wait and block. Although, okay, so they don't draw land, which is good. Gonna let this happen first. We're gonna go grab. This kinda is bad against a lightning bolt, but assuming they didn't draw a lightning bolt. So we need the ephemerate when it rebounds to be able to hit our munitions expert again. So we're gonna block here, even though this has an ability. We'll take 2. We have Vial on Snoop at the ready, so that our ephemerate can do something. They did draw land. They just didn't think that damn, that's good. They could have cast Fury, although I would have blown them out, but okay, so upkeep. I need to stack this correctly so that this gets 2 counters first. So we put that on the bottom. We put this next. We say okay. We hit yes. We Violin Snoop. Necromentia on top. Can't cast it. And we wipe their board with 1 munitions expert and an ephemerate, which is like pretty crazy. And we have another munitions expert coming off the top in case they do Fury. Very good. Ooh, and they can't even Fury. Sick. We're gonna tick up. Actually, maybe I shouldn't have ticked up, because now if there was a 3-drop on top, I couldn't have cast it, but we know what their next turn's gonna be, and we just have to answer it and start ticking this Kiki Jiki up to, or this Vial up to Kiki Jiki mana, I think. I mean, there's no way that they don't hard cast Fury, right? Ooh, they don't hard cast Fury? A little weird. Means I'm gonna get a chance to I could even Necromentia their Fury. It would cost me 3 life. Fresh cut. Oh, damn. Everybody's talking and I'm not even noticing. Nice deck. Love goblins. You cut your hair. Fresh cut. Yeah, I got my hair cut earlier today. Ooh, that's... What a draw. Damn. That hurts. The goblins are going okay. I think I'm 1-0? 2-0? I'm 1-0. We played against Panza. Played against Glimpse combo in the practice room. This hurts a lot. I think I'm gonna tick up. That's really good, actually. That's really very good. I think I'm gonna get Sling Gang Lieutenant as opposed to Ringleader because my life total's so low and they're a very aggressive red-green deck. Boggart Harbinger on top is exactly what I wanted to see, but it's a turn late. But with the Kiki Jiki in hand and the Vial about to tick up, everything is dead to this Engineered Explosives and the Fury in their hand anyway, so I think this is fine to do. I'm glad everybody's coming out for this Mardu Goblins. It's hard to call it a brew. Everybody knows that you can shove Ephemerate into the Goblins. It's the mana that's rough. I didn't really innovate on any part of it. I just decided what to cut. So here comes Fury. Fury targets my Matron and my Snoop. I'm gonna Vial in Sling Gang Lieutenant. We're gonna sacrifice him. Yeah, there's nothing I could draw off the top by shuffling first, so I think we also just want this Harbinger. It's gonna be very difficult for them to win from here. They have one unknown, though. And yeah, I understand that I'm losing some amount of value from... I understand that I'm losing some amount of value from not putting Kiki in and then copying the Sling Gang immediately. That would be an extra 3, 4 damage this turn. They'd go to 8. Then I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, so they go to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, they would have been dead. Ah. Could have killed them. I think we're still going to win, but we could have killed them. That was not immediately obvious. For those who don't see how much it would be, we would have played Kiki, made a copy of Kiki. It comes with 2 extra... Made a copy of Sling Gang. Comes with 2 extra goblins that can't attack, but it can attack. We hit them to 8 here. Then we sacrifice our whole board, basically. 1, 2, 3. The copy is 4. The 2 extra goblins is 5, 6. Munitions Expert and Kiki would be 7, 8. That being said, I don't think that there's anything they can draw that wins here, so. Elvis Visionary. Don't believe that wins. I guess they could Blood Moon me. That would kind of suck. Although I can still play black. Yeah. All right. So we're 2-0. We're 2-0. This is my 3rd league with goblins in the past 2 days. This is the first one with this Ephemerate build. I went 3-2 and then 4-1 in the other leagues. Beat what you'd expect, lost to what you'd expect. I actually played 5 or 4 color Omnath in one of the games, and it didn't go great. I guess you keep this. 1 land, Aether Vial, Mog Fanatic. There's not a lot of prismatic endings running around, but even if there are, we keep playing Mog Fanatics until we draw a land. They're 3-1 RPA. I don't know what RPA plays. If I knew what RPA played, maybe I don't keep this, but seems good against Murktide if I draw a land. Seems good against Murktide without drawing a land, and it seems especially good if I do draw a land. Now that being said, I guess you just get Blood Crypt. Because you want to play Vial on 1. You can't afford to put Savai Triumph into play. And then not play your Mog Fanatics for a turn. Yeah, they're on Murktide, so... I was definitely wrong with what I thought the other person was playing, by the way. That I thought they played Hammer or Murktide, but it turns out they were not. They know what I'm drawing. I don't know what I'm drawing. They shock a Steam Vents into play. Looks like they're going to play Ragavan. Could be DRC. So we're going to hopefully draw a land. Mog War Marshal cannot be played. We'll play out one of our Mog Fanatics to block. We'll Vial in the other. We could just lose on the no-lander here. Mishra's Baubles are always very scary because they give them a ton of card velocity, end selection, and mana. Really is not a card that should be in Modern, but it is what it is. So now there's Creature, Artifact. If they ever get to Archmage's Charm, our Aether Vial's in trouble because it is the juiciest Archmage's Charm target when your opponent's on no lands. But we got there with the lands. So I'm actually going to just play out. We'll get a Sacred Foundry. We're going to play out Mog War Marshal. If they tap out, they die. So, Splinter Twin Vibes. Activate. And if they don't tap out... And I mean tap out before our turn, which is, I guess, unlikely, but, like, sometimes you see people do something like Expressive Iteration into Dragon's Rage Channeler or whatever, the Ragavan. Because, like, the value is too much and they exiled it. Ledger Shredder. Alright. I kind of don't want to allow them to double spell on this Ledger Shredder by Vialing in Snoop. So I'm just going to hit OK and then not tick up. That is a punishing draw for not ticking up. But we'll certainly tick up next turn. And we'll probably Vial in the Snoop one way or another. That was probably a little bit greedy not ticking up. Because... I mean, the matchup is the matchup. It's very unlikely that we're going to get this combo off. Even though it's right there, and if they tap out, we win. Could see them double spell here with a second Ledger Shredder. A lot of people like doing that. They bolt our Mog War Marshal, which is interesting. So they've already gotten their connive. Are they going to attack? Do they think they can race? They don't know. Land on top is good. They're gonna kill our Snoop immediately. Do I win? No, not quite. We can just kill their Ledger Shredder and probably have a lot of time. So I think unless they have 2 burn spells. Oh no, I wouldn't be casting 2 spells. I was gonna delay. I was gonna say unless they have 2 burn spells, I'm gonna wait till their upkeep because then I kill this guy for free, but this isn't... Viling is not casting. And we're keeping the pressure up. We can tick up Vile after activating it. I think... Oh, I probably should have played this Mog Fanatic out. Because I kind of want to get... whatever. A Murktide region here kind of sucks, just because it gives us 1 turn to do our thing, which I do think we have enough time, but it allows a whole bunch of counterplay. Yeah, there's the Murktide region. An extra Mog Fanatic would be a huge deal here. So this would be... If I upkeep this, make it into a Munitions Expert. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can actually kill that 8/8. So I guess we're going to do that. Wait, does something else just kill them straight up? No, right? Like Pashalik Mons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They block 1. They take 1 more. No, Sling Gang we can't play. So yeah, we just have to Munitions Expert. So this. Even if we were 1 short, you can sack one of the Mog Fanatics, which is kind of a lot of the strength of Mog Fanatic in these matchups. Like, yes, it kills Ragavan, but it also gives you an extra Goblin for killing Dragon Rage Channelers and Murktide Region and all that stuff. Is there a virtual 2 life? Cast Consider. We're not boarding in Leyline, by the way. I boarded in Leyline the other day in one of those 2 warm-up leagues, and it went poorly because they boarded in a ton of subtleties. And Leyline does nothing against subtlety, so now you have these 3/3s in the air just beating the crap out of you. But we will bring in Thoughtseize. Blood Moon's not the worst. Makes it very hard for them to cast Murktide. I think I bring in Chain Whirler. I might bring in one of these. Side down a Harbinger. I think you leave both key. You know what? Maybe this Blood Moon isn't worth it because the cards that I'm boarding out are better. And then... I mean, this is kind of exactly the matchup Ephemerate is for. Just board out a land again. So we've needed every land so far. I could just board out another Harbinger. Kiki's actually decent. Because you can, like, if you ever get a Kiki out, you kind of win. Yeah. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to grab some water. This hand is like aggressively mediocre. It's really good against all of their turn one plays, but like not fast enough. It does have a Cavern though, and a Den of the Bugbears, which is like a lot of how we win this game. So I guess I'm gonna keep. Turn one Ragavan into Unholy Heat, though, is going to kill me. I'm actually going to probably lose to that. So. Oof, that was very close. I already hit turn off. Let's hope that it turns off. I hit F6 on what was their turn on my screen. And then, obviously, that is not how it looked. I guess we den here. I could have grabbed Savai Triome, but no Ephemerate, no reason, I don't think. That hurts. I mean, it's not that good. It's like their slowest card, so it's just like I'm not gonna have goblins to kill it for quite a while. They discarded an Unholy Heat, which implies they definitely have more. Jiki Jiki is not a fantastic draw, but I'll take it. So a dashed Ragavan here is probably their best play. Dashed Ragavan plus whatever removal spell we know they have. Expressive Iteration into anything is decent too, because it makes this into a 3/5. 3/5 is very hard to kill. If I don't get this into play by turn 4, I'm gonna have to just play it and not kill anything so I can try to Kiki it. I think. This might be a pretty bad game for us, but we draw something like a Sling Gang Lieutenant. We get a ton of time, which is pretty relevant. I'm like really tempted to just flash this in and then build a board state that they have to deal with. But like, it allows them to just tick up Ledger Shredder to 4, no problem, basically. We're just gonna play Chain Whirler. And now the race is even. True, I don't want to double spell. But I don't know what that was referring to. Because like I can't double spell no matter what. Oh. I also don't want them to double spell though. So like, here comes a Murktide. That's not good. We're probably dead. One. Oh no, non-basic lands are mountains? This was actually a great draw. Ephemerates are now terrible draws. I don't know why people are blood mooning. I guess the 3-color mana base is like makes it tempting to blood moon people. So here we're gonna, at their upkeep. Actually, we don't want them to have blue mana, so why even do anything at their upkeep? And I do realize that I just removed my own upkeep stop and then put it back, not theirs. They can't do a ton about this Mogwai Marshal, so. I've had like pollen stuck in my throat all day. Ledger Shredder. Do I EE on 0? Interesting. They can pop it if they want. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. Because now we're gonna kill mages because it's all we can kill. Taking 5? We may not even get to kill mages. They bolt this Mogwai Marshal and then pop Engineer Explosive. We're just dead. We're pretty much dead to a bolt either way, though. Because 5 in the air and then bolt my face. Definitely, well, I die if I pay Echo. So I can't really pay Echo. I have to draw like Matron. I didn't. So now, as soon as I cast this Kiki Jiki, they should just kill. They should just kill all my tokens. And okay, wait, that doesn't do it. So as soon as Dress Down gets sacked, we are gonna make a copy and kill this Ledger Shredder, so we're not dead to any 2 spells. But we are dead to Bolt and any other spell. I think there's a lot of spells, if they don't have removal, there's a lot of spells that win us the game here, but no, they had a Bolt. So we're going to move on to game 3. I think that was fine. I mean, we're going to get Blood Moon. I don't care too much about Blood Moon. I think our configuration is fine. You know, you wish you had more Mog War Marshals. You wish Blood Moon wasn't good against you. But when we decided to play 3 colors, you know, we conceded to Blood Moon. Well, we don't concede, but we conceded that Blood Moon would be bad for us. This is a good hand. Den into Savai Triome. So that you can hold up Ephemerate for your Snoop, I guess. Although you have Ringleader Ephemerate, but that's way later, so we'll see what they do. Guess I'll use the ability. Well, I mean, I guess holding up Ephemerate for Snoop's going to be pretty good, isn't it? So now, this is like us really... I mean, look. I haven't lost to Blue-Red Murktide very much lately at all. Definitely very positive in the matchup over the last, like, 5-10 matches I've played against them. So... putting Ephemerate in your deck to just make those matchups better is like not really the idea, but it does make the deck a little bit easier to pilot. You can just, you know, sort of fumble your way into a win like this, should we say? So we're not going to play anything this turn? Just going to pass? It's not generally how I like this matchup to go, but here it seems fine. Oh, the mana hurts here. I think I'm supposed to Thought Seize, though. But what are the chances that they don't counterspell, right? So I think what you do here is you Violent Snoop, you hold up Ephemerate, and then you Thought Seize before playing the Harbinger next turn. Because you have to play Snoop, you have to Violent Snoop no matter what here. I mean, I guess you could save the Ephemerate for this Ringleader and not go all in on the combo. I kind of like that. I mean, the chances of them having multiple removal spells is pretty high, right? It's pretty high. Holy crap. 3 lightning bolts. We would not have gotten there, by the way. So we're not going to play this Snoop out this turn. We'll play it out next turn. We'll tick up our Vial to 3. And then we can ephemerate our ringleader when it rebounds. Okay, so they're gonna hit us with Ragavan. But they dashed it, which I actually think is a mistake. I think they should have just played it. They take my cavern. How's it going, Sugar Peachly? Good to see you. Long time no see. Something like 4 hours. Okay, so guess what? I don't know what. Did I actually guess? I think if you wait for me to guess, my guess will be too embarrassing, so you shouldn't let me guess. Okay. I'm working on my night cheat. Okay. Okay. For anybody who doesn't know that, I can play it.
Working on my night cheat.
That's it. That's the whole thing. That's Liz Lemon working on her night cheese. I don't know what to do. I feel like I should do something that makes this Snoop a little bit better. But this is fine. We know they have... you see, we know they have another... I know they have another lightning bolt, right? Like, this is one of them. They have another 2 lightning bolt. So if I ephemerate this, they can cast another one. So I'm not saving this Snoop. And then my ephemerate doesn't even rebound. Right. So what's gonna happen is I'm just gonna... This was dumb, actually. We know their whole hand. I'm gonna vial in this Boggart Harbinger and put a ringleader on top. And they're probably gonna... Actually, no, I wouldn't... Oh, they're not gonna dash Ragavan? They're not even gonna play Ragavan? What could this be? Subtlety? A little bit weird. It could be dress down? No, it wouldn't be dress down. Why would they do that? I must have, like, really confused them with my pauses. Because that was... You dashed Ragavan last turn. Why don't you dash it this turn? Okay. But I can cast it still. So, like, that's okay. I'm just gonna have 2 ringleaders. What could this be that they thought that was a good idea? A Murktide plus all these bolts. They have so many lightning bolts in hand. All right, let's just get this. Make blue mana to assert our dominance. I don't really get this play. They must feel they can tempo me out based on what they drew, but it's just Ragavan. Chain Whirler's pretty damn good, as is Munitions Expert. They can double bolt me, so like, they want to force Ragavan through, it costs them their whole hand. So maybe I shouldn't even attack here? Maybe I just want to tax them and make them use one bolt? They seem to think that I'm winning this race. They're going to do that. I can't block even if they don't want me to, so I'm going to not let them have the choice. Never give your opponent the choice. Because they're going to choose what's the worst for you. So even if me making this decision and not blocking is the worst for me, there was no way for me around that, right? Now they can't bolt and dash. So maybe it wasn't just a choice like I thought. And now they get to just dash and get a free mana. But like, I don't totally care. Sling Gang's gonna resolve and give me a lot of life. Like, we know their hand is, oh, that's actually decent for them. We know their hand is Lightning Bolt, Ragavan, 2 unknowns, 1 unknown. Lightning Bolt, Ragavan, unknown. Oh, and they can Lightning Bolt my Ringleader here. Still, they may realize that they kind of effectively just did nothing. So let's swing. Do we want to steal the Ragavan? I don't think I care about the Ragavan, but I do want to cast spells. I have like 7 in hand. But if I cast Thoughtseize, I can't Ephemerate. So we're going to hold up Munitions Expert and Ephemerate and pass. So we'll Munitions Expert the Ragavan. They can try to bolt it. And then we can Ephemerate it. If we do this before it attacks, if they have a dress down, Ragavan loses haste. Can't be countered, bro. Can't be countered. Read it. And I have Ephemerate, so them countering that just hurts real bad because now when they go to bolt my Ringleader, I'm gonna Ephemerate it. That was the game right there. Even if they kill my Munitions Expert, the Ragavan still dies, but they're thinking about it. And I'll gladly trade. So the unknown was a land. Start taking up. Now we really have to pressure them because we don't want to lose to Murktide off the top unnecessarily. I could shock this in so that I could also... Yeah, you know what? Watch this. This is going to be a great play. We're gonna kill this Skirk Prospector, but they're gonna sack it to try and bolt either the Ringleader or the Chain Whirler, and we'll just save either one. They're bolting the Chain Whirler. I think it's worth saving for 2 reasons. Because it rebounds, so we're automatically going to get to draw the cards off Ringleader anyway. And it puts pressure on them. I don't even know if it changes the clock, but like, actually it does not change. Well, they're dead anyway. It doesn't matter. There's nothing they could draw here that wins. Because Sling Gang is too good. All right, we won the match. Ephemerate was really good there. Obviously made them make a huge misplay. Well, it wasn't a huge they made a huge misplay before it, but we kind of slammed the door. I don't know. That matchup is good. Blue-Red Murktide. Your meta's all Blue-Red Murktide, and you know how to play Goblins, it'll be at least fun. You'll get to play against other players. You know what I mean? Like, they're mid-range matchups where the decisions matter a lot. I don't know what your win rate will be against good players, but on Magic Online, my win rate against Murktide is really good in leagues, I should say. I don't think I've beat Blue-Red Murktide in a challenge in a long time. I think I've lost every Murktide match in a challenge. So here you go. There's the split between league players and challenge players. One but me alone. Mama tried. Desk is a mess. I gotta clean my desk up again. Just like all wires. Just like brain just doesn't function with the mess in front of you. It doesn't function as well, at least. Piles of Magic cards. I bought this card for like 20 cents. Thinking there would be some kind of on-brand thing to do with it. It's a foil Krenko's Enforcer, which, like, if I was a memer streamer and I was trying to name my subscribers, welcome to Krenko's Enforcers. All right, we won the die roll. Showstopper 46, Young Peasy fan. This is a good hand. We'll keep it on the play. I think we start on Sacred Foundry tapped. You want to save your fetch lands. You want to save your fetch lands to get redraws with Snoop. I think, like, best case here is that they're... Wow, did you see that crazy delay? All right, so they are on green-red hardened scales. Maybe Naya hardened scales. I don't know why you'd play Grove of the Burnwells in there, other than just it's a free untapped dual land. It may also be on some kind of Eldrazi deck. Either way, this doesn't seem like it has a ton of removal. I mean, maybe that's what the red is for, but if you're playing hardened scales, you probably don't give a shit about what your opponent's doing, right? That lightning bolt is going to be worse than the second Zabaz or something like that. Some mana base here. Yeah, there's Zabaz. And they tap the red mana, well, the colorless mana, for the Zabaz. So, for target artifact you control, you cast Ancient Stirrings. We have some redraws at a Boggart Harbinger, so if Harbinger's on top, we play Blood Crypt, we win. If it's not, we can play Wooded Foothills to try and shuffle to draw for it. And then, if it doesn't show up then, we would have cast Matron and done this next turn. But you know what? Sometimes you just always have it, and you get to show them the Ephemerate on top of your deck as well. So, today is the kind of day where we never didn't have it. That's that's what this guy's for. In case any of you out there, well, not the Heart 2 guy, but the rest of them, all the geeky jeekies, when he just slides in off the top of your deck, wins you the game that you, I won't say we had no business winning. I think we were going to win that anyway, but so for those of you, because there's a lot of people here right now, I would love to see this list go 5-0. The Ephemerate has been relevant a couple times, so it's not one of those things where, like, you know, you put 4 new cards, or I think I only ran 3 Ephemerates, but you put them in your deck and you don't see them all league, and then, you know, you win because you didn't see them all league. Yeah, thank you for the emotes in the chat. Although there's going to be a spicy 5-0 in the dump regardless, because they are they're on a good one as well. I don't know about green red hardened scales. I assume a green red hardened scales deck. Why is it playing red is the question. This might just be a one-up. No, because this is green red. So, like, they're probably on, like, Burning Tree Emissaries because they're free. Their mana is clearly very bad, though. If they're on Timber Crown Pathways. Or maybe it's just, like, they're playing so many colorless things that it doesn't matter, but I'm just thinking about how good Blood Moon is against them. And the answer is, like, incredibly mediocre. Well, we'll definitely bring in Trash Master, Chain Whirler. We could bring in Void Mirror. Like, not great. It stops all their 0 drops, which I'm sure they actually have a bunch of. But if you're trying to stop 0 drops, Chalice is way better there. That doesn't mean you shouldn't play Void Mirror, but Chalice is way better there. I think we're just trying to combo these guys. So, like, probably Ringleader isn't fast enough. Do want to block. Battlecry Goblin probably isn't good enough. Do I want Thoughtseize? How come there's only 14 cards in this sideboard? Guys, don't tell anybody, but I forgot to add my 15th card to my sideboard. Once they banned Yoriana, it's just, there's nothing I could do. There's only 14 cards in my sideboard. I could have had an extra Thoughtseize. Because I moved this Chain Whirler to the main at the last second. Do they run Saga? I'm not sure. Most likely is my guess. But my deck doesn't function fantastic under Blood Moon. I think I'd rather have... Ephemerate than a Blood Moon in play, right? Alright, that was a really good draw. We may be able to snag us a Vitriome. So I'm going to put Blood Crypt into play. Untapped. I don't know what the 15th sideboard card would be. Thoughtseize is what it would be. But Hardened Scales is a pretty good opener, I would guess, for the deck named Hardened Scales. Welding Jar, sure. Like, Void Mirror would stop Welding Jar, but not a turn. Alright. Do they name Snoop or do they name Needle? Or do they name Vial? I name Needle because I'm bad at the game, but... do they name Vial or Snoop? They name Vial. 1 mana open. Drawing a Snoop would be pretty sick. Because I would slam it. Cavern of Souls. Now, I said I might be able to play Savai Triome. There's really no need for it right now. So I'm just going to put goblins into play so that I can up my goblin count for munitions expert. I know they have a welding jar. I took out my battlecry goblin, which I'm kind of regretting right now because they have nothing. And matroning for battlecry goblin is like a, not game winning, but it's like a way to put on the pressure and add some inevitability. Oseiju into Hangerback Walker. So they can't tap this. Oh, it's going to come in as a 2/2. All right. I actually think I would rather it be in play as a 2/2 than, or anything, rather than killing it and making a bunch of 1/1 flyers. So do I want a munitions expert this? No. I think what I do want to do, though, is matron. Hopefully I draw a land. Yes. I'm going to grab a basic mountain here. So we could matron for Snoop, or we could matron for Goblin Trashmaster. I think both of them win the game, although this is a lot. There's a lot of artifacts to kill. I think I'm going to matron for Snoop. Could have matron for Chain Whirler too. Matron for Chain Whirler killed this and then killed all their 1/1s. But we're just gonna play Snoop and hold up Expert next turn. Patrick Automaton is good, but it's a little bit slow. I'll take 2. I like all my goblins. Den of the Bugbear. Not quite what I wanted, but not the worst. I think I'm just going to attack with these two. I don't think the extra mana is necessary to win this game. Oh, it has Ward 2. So I can't kill it with Mog Fanatic. So we'll just attack with the 1. I was going to say, like, maybe they welding jar their patchwork, but... Arcbound Worker? Sure. Work it up. They have 1 card in hand. Do you think it's a removal spell? That would be very unlike them. I guess I should grab Sacred Foundry. Just in case. We're going to be able to block forever. I actually, like, don't even want to make a move here. But I just dealt myself 3 damage, so I'm, like, almost obligated to do this. They're gonna kill Snoop here? Yeah, okay. That's rough. I can upkeep this and draw something else. I can get Crash Master, which hurts, but so we can kill Arcbound Worker. We can kill Patchwork Automaton. Did damage already happen? Well, this is already blocked. We could put it here. All right, so we should just wait until after damage. No, I know I can't vial. I'm aware. Oh, at upkeep I can't vial. You're right. But we're just on the chump block forever plan right now. We're just gonna put Trash Master on top of our library. I assume they put it there, yeah. So the play next turn. Oh, we can't play both. Well, we could. I really need the Trash Master to come out. Question is if I sack one of the blockers. And I think I do, because they don't have a way to sacrifice this, right? So, like, I think we're fine. And then we're just sort of in a holding pattern. Actually, I could just put, like, Sling Gang on top, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We only need to hit them with 2 guys. Sling Gang kind of just kills them. And Trash Master kind of says we're going to play a longer game. Yeah. Let's just get Sling Gang. There are so many options here because Den of the Bugbear is a lot of damage as well. But Sling Gang makes it so that, like, even a stalemate is good. That's actually a very good draw for them. Just because they can draw removal. The Boz is a really good draw, too. We have to block both because of, like, weird Harden Scale shenanigans, I think. If they play, like... Alright, Ballista? Ballista on X equals 2 means they're going to hit us with one of these. Ballista was a very good draw for them. Yeah. Sling Gang may not be enough now. Would Trash Master have been enough? Likely no. I think you play this after damage. Because it needs to make it to the other side. Oh, I should do the math. So they get to block and kill. We deal 2 to them. They go to 9. We get 1, 2, 3. Not really enough, is it? But if they don't, they die. Yep, so there goes that. There goes that. You take 3. You're good at 8. What's needled? Aether Vial. That's why I'm struggling to tap mana instead of... I cannot believe that was the first one. So I'm struggling to tap mana instead of just vialing this in. I would have had 1 extra point of damage had I been able to vial it in, which wouldn't just win the game. Ozolith doesn't matter. A removal spell matters, but if they whiffed, we win. Because you get to activate Den, which comes with an extra guy. And you swing with everybody. You sack Den and Boggart Harbinger. They take 4, 5, 6. Then you sack the rest of them. They may not have whiffed. But if they whiffed, we win. We're not going to attack with Sling Gang. Are they going to sacrifice this somehow? Oh, they were trying to block and they tapped it. If they have the bolt, I'm dead, right? Because then they just bolt my... Wait, what's going on here? I almost backed this token. All right, this has been a hard-fought 4-0 with a 14-card sideboard. Let's see if we can get there. Let's see. No burn, by the way, which has been very good for us. You're playing this version of the deck into burn, you're gonna have a bad time. Mana base is much more painful than usual. You have just way less basics. Oh. It's so hot in my apartment right now. It's like it's got to be 90 degrees. What does it say it is in New York City? It says it's 74 in New York City. That was a fucking lie. There's no way that that's true. So this is exactly the type of hand that I cry about. This hand is really pretty bad against every single combo deck and really pretty good against all of the mid-range decks. So I'm going to keep it because our opponent's 4-0. Chancellor of the Forge. No! No! Oh my god. All right, so now we need to draw a Snoop and then we just win, but like this is a combo deck in case you didn't know. Okay, Den of the Bugbear, Mog Fanatic. We do get to kill one of their permanents. So like we're interacting, whatever that means. We're gonna hope to hold off our Mog Fanatic until Ashlik Mons comes down so we can kill 2 of their permanents. But it's unclear if that's... Ooh! Ooh! Ooh, did we get there, guys? We may have, in fact, gotten there. Don't give your opponent the choice. So don't swing with your Mog Fanatic. Never give it... So they need a 3rd land. They didn't crack their fetch. You only do that in Modern if you need the 3rd land. They drew it. Are they willing to go for it on just 4 permanents? They're going to evoke a Fury, so we didn't actually get there. Are they going to Glimpse in response to the evoked Fury? That is like the ultimate power play. They may still do it. I have no choice but to do this. Evoked Fury in a combo deck really hurts us. Really hurts our chances to win. Apparently, the only way they can go off is going to be the Shardless Agent. So... Tireless Provisioner. So this is just the very old version of GameObjects.deck. Is there something in my deck that I can draw next turn that will stop this from killing me? I'm not sure. So let's look. If I play Boggart Harbinger, no, there's nothing that I can put on top that if I play Boggart Harbinger, it's very good for me. So, I think what I have to do is play Pashalik Mons, hope they don't have anything, and hope that I draw Sling Gang Lieutenant. Because everything else is just too slow. But I do believe that I'm dead. Do I have a black mana? Yeah. We can just get a basic mountain in case our life total is important. Legacy later? What kind of a question is that? Do I ever play Legacy? I don't own a Legacy deck anymore. I sold my... Alright, they had it. I sold my Food Chain Goblins for something. I think for a Pioneer deck. Alright, we're dead. Well, this is one way to get beat off of the 5-0. Beat off, ha 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 ha. Pain Whirler's decent against them. Void Mirror's very good. We need to combo. We don't want to play long games. We don't need the second Sling Gang Lieutenant, especially with all these fanatics. Ephemerate can protect our combo, but that's what Thoughtseize is for. I don't think Mog War Marshal and Battlecry Goblin are really the way to go, though. Do we want Blood Moon? Their mana is pretty bad. Our mana is pretty bad too, though. I think I'm just gonna go like this. I played Painter. Oh well, I actually am a paper painter player. So thank you, High Star. I appreciate that. I forget that people even see the non-goblin stuff sometimes. I love playing painter. I don't have $400 worth of cards though, so I can't play it, and I don't have a rental service. You have to keep this because you have combo outs and a couple redraws and a way to get around Fury. So this seems like a very good hand here. I would love to play Painter tonight. In fact, if I had it and you just suggested that, I would be on it in a second. But as it stands, I don't own the cards. And it would cost me... it's not currently on GoatBots, but I often do this just to check. When I'm sitting bored at work and I'm like, why do I hate playing Magic Online so much? Maybe it's because I only play the same deck over and over again. And then I export this as text. I export this. I go pull up GoatBots, which has my entire collection loaded into it. And I just put Painter into my cart and I stare at it longingly. You use save collection and I say, oh, only $563, and I could save $2 if I bought foils instead. Actually have one Urza Saga, that's why it's not 600 anymore. But it's insane how much Lotus Petals and Karns cost. Like, I could justify all the rest of this, but I can't justify Lotus Petals and $40 Karns. I guess I could justify $40 Karns. I guess it's just Lotus Petals at this point. So we're gonna keep the Snoop in hand for two reasons. Number one, we don't have the Harbinger. Number two, we couldn't play the Harbinger without shuffling it if we saw it on the top. And number three, like I said earlier, the Aether Vial. Ooh. The Aether Vial protects it from Fury. We're gonna hold this up, try to kill like a Kalini Garden token. Yeah, Karn the Great Creator is a lot. I mean, as is Urza Saga. I know. I own 5 Karn the Great Creators in real price. Maybe I should have mulled for Void Mirror, but I'm only playing 2 of them, so that's like really tough to do. I have my 5th Karn, because I'm not the type of person to buy extras. Especially of what was a very expensive card at the time. Oh, that's a good draw. I think that means we win, unless they just have a Lightning Bolt. Make sure I have the right colors of mana. Yes. So we can get this. We get a Boggart Harbinger here. And now Fury doesn't do it. They can glimpse. And it still doesn't kill us. Unless somehow they get haste. They could Solitude us. I don't think we saw any white cards when they glimpsed last game. So, like, unlikely that they have Solitude. They might have just straight up Lightning Bolt, though. And we'll learn that in a second. Doesn't look like it. They have conceded. You don't You don't play the Glimpse shotgun if you're not ready to concede immediately. Would Blood Moon have gotten them there? I don't think so. Because they still play Violent Outburst. Alright. Hopefully we see like a Void Mirror. We're on the draw, so Void Mirror actually is... Actually, it's barely good enough. Hopefully we see a Void Mirror. We have to mulligan this. This is not keepable. Has a combo out, but turn 3 is probably too late, even if we drew a Snoop. Like just a regular ass play Snoop on 2 dies to their combo. Let's mulligan. Double Vial, Skirk, Ephemerate. Can't cast Ephemerate. No way to win the game with this hand. So we're gonna mulligan. Now I know that I said that a regular ass Snoop hand doesn't do it. However, if we go to 4, what happens when you go to 4 with goblins is to win the game on turn 3, you need Snoop, Harbinger, 3 lands. So if you go to 4, sure, I stole this from, I want to say his name was Ul'dan. Anyway, you need 5 cards to win. So if you go to 4, you can never find a winning hand that doesn't need to draw something to get there. You know what I mean? We're going to throw back the fetch land. No. I need a redraw with Snoop. Although... then I can't actually play a Harbinger that I find on top. So it doesn't do anything for me. So let's just go on not shuffling lands back into our deck. This is it, guys. This is for all the marbles. This is for the 5-0. But I stole that Painter list. I can tell you what I used to play. If you go to the Painter Discord and you see those nutcases that play Strawberry Shortcake, but like mono red, that's what I was doing. Well, that is a pretty good draw. I can't say it's not a good draw. It gives us an opportunity to win. Will we win? I don't know, but it gives us an opportunity. So this is it. This is the force check. This is the modern Fury check. Mog Fanatic kills one of their things. Do I have enough time if they glimpse? To play a Snoop. Oh, what does that mean I have to wait? 3 turns? Do I have 3 turns, guys? Is that what the time counter says? I actually don't know what to do. I think all of their removal is Fury. And I think they play 4 Fury. We're just going to try to play around... We're going to try to play around Fury because we were given the opportunity. If we didn't draw this Aether Vial and this Harbinger, like, there's no way. But now, when they suspend a Glimpse, it's like... maybe they tricked us? But glimpsing with 3 cards, we might have an extra turn anyway? This is very close. That second vial is not what I wanted to draw. I would have rather drawn a munitions expert here. I'm just saying that for the deck, so that it knows. If you're gonna give me something that doesn't help, give me a munitions expert. If they get haste on all their stuff, we are gonna lose. Do they have a way to do that? Zomnath? Regardless agent. I think we lose. I think we lose here. Not that I think we would have won had we played Snoop on either of these turns, but I do think we're about to lose. Just to confirm that we did the right thing, they hit double Fury. So the problem here, and the reason I'm saying I think we lose... Well, I guess this is just 8... This is 12, 14 damage? We can actually just hit okay? I thought they were going to attack me, but they're not going to attack me. So something I can do to hedge against haste is to put Harbinger into play and Kiki on... No, because I need to copy... I'm not going to have another turn. I was going to say put Harbinger into play now and block with it, and then just copy it upkeep, but to do that, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. This is it. We live or die by what happens on this glimpse. Stuff doesn't have haste. This has haste? Why does... Okay, it doesn't have haste. It was just still triggering, so it didn't have the animation on it yet. I think we win? I think we win? They could, like, Force of Vigor us, but what are the chances they have non-permanent based removal? Oh, I guess these have haste. Fuck. Do I put Snoop into play here? Just say you're not going to hit a Fury? They are going to hit a Fury. This is targeting another glimpse. I think I lose. I mean, what are the chances that they don't hit a Fury? Right? And I like... They have 4 Furies in their deck. They're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 15 looks at it. So, I mean, just dummy math tells you, yes, they're going to hit it. But do I have another turn? Because I'm going to get hit for nothing this turn, but next turn they're going to hit me for like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Next turn, they can easily one-shot me with whatever they find. It could be a bunch of lands, but like... And I say next turn because I can wait for this vial to tick up to 2. Or I can just bet that they won't hit a Fury, which is like so unlikely, right? Although they didn't hit one here. I think I gotta go for it. And they have a lightning bolt mana up, but I think I have to go for it. There's another Snoop on top, so I can go for it next turn if I don't search. So we just got the best of both worlds here. Because we got to wait to see if they would kill us anyway. I think we're dead, though. And they get to glimpse again. There's kind of no way we're not dead. So I'm completely yielded. But this game is over. The tireless provisioner makes it more or less deterministic. We'll let it play out because I don't know. I guess you could fizzle, but I think the dream is dead. Well, 4-0, the deck's not bad. Combo decks are tough because you're just kind of, number one, you really got to win the die roll. You got to keep a good combo hand in game one. And unless they're weak to Blood Moon, you know. Also, we didn't see any of our hate cards, and we boarded in like 5 of them. We boarded in Necromentia, double Thoughtseize, double Void Mirror. And we saw none of that mulling all the way down to 5. So, like, it was a little bit unlucky, but what can you do? You know what I mean? That's the name of the game, I guess. Cancel the Forge gives their cards haste. No. Oh, but they make a whole bunch of haste tokens. And Magic Online freezes up. Alright, so we're dead. Good game. Well, we went 4-1. We're going to crack all our chests. GG. Crack these chests. Generates. Then we'll raid somebody else. We got really close. Next time, see what we got. Next time, hopefully we'll get Painter. Calibrated Blast, just to rub it in. No money and Calibrated Blast. I don't think Ashen Rider's worth anything. Nobody even plays it anymore. I think Vivian's Arcbow sees play in Pioneer, actually, but I wouldn't call it good. And Seance, everybody knows how that turned out. So, good games, everybody. Thank you for joining me. If this is your first time here, consider following so that you get notifications when we go live. You come hang out. Not your first time here. No, you probably know everything I'm about to say anyway. But I put all these VODs on YouTube. You can see all the old shit. Everything. Is anybody on? Ooh, let's raid Wally. Wally's playing Arena, almost definitely, but I helped Wally set up his stream the other day, and he's a really nice guy. I can't type it into his chat. He looks like he's just cubing or something like that. Naya Winota, 100 cards. Wally's a really nice guy. So, anyways, check out the YouTube, check out my Twitter where I complain about everybody in the Magic community. But most importantly, just follow here so you can come hang out next time we go live. Thank you, everybody, for watching, joining today, and I hope you guys have a good night. I'm gonna go put some ice on my whole body because I cannot stand this heat. Wait, I typed his name wrong. /raid WAALLYONE. Bam. All right. Enjoy. Also, check out the Goblins Discord. Check out Bodingle's Discord. I know I post all my stuff there. So, thanks everybody for hanging out. Have a good night.